Hmm.
Talking about playing is hard, episode 11. Mixing the old school with the new school this time. So Guilty Gear XX Accent Core Plus just came out on XBLA, and I have been pretty excited about this for a long time. I absolutely, positively love Guilty Gear. I think it is a amazing fighting game. I think... Oh, nice. Sorry. I'm just looking at some of these options for the first time, and that's one of the things that was bugging me about this game is the announcers are different. I like it. You can have Ishiwatari or... Okay, I like it. That's good. That's good. I've been excited for this for a long time because basically it means that even if it's a small one, Guilty Gear is going to get a resurgence. And a lot of ArcSys games have come out recently. We have a new BlazBlue on the way. We have Persona 4 Arena just came out not too long ago, and that's been getting a lot of good face time in the community. I've been excited because I really want this to come back in a big way. I really want, this to be on main floors of tournaments and stuff like that. And it's always in a hotel room tucked away somewhere, and there's always some place to play it. But I remember going to anime cons and playing this with everybody in cosplay. My very first real cosplay was Faust from this game. It holds a really dear place in my heart. Oh, this makes me really happy. So I'm really glad that this is coming back. But now that it's out, well, let's go through it. I'm just gonna bring you to it. So basically, you have all your normal modes: arcade, the weird MOM score mode. You have team battle modes, which is pretty cool. It's like KOF, where it's one at a time. Training and survival, mission. Basically, you have all the things that you should have in a fighting game. This is what was the standard. Why, when other games like Marvel vs. Capcom came out and it didn't have any of this stuff, it was easy to see why people get so pissed off. But let's just go straight for the bread and butter. What makes this different from every other release of Guilty Gear thus far? The online. And I gotta say, ladies and gentlemen, I am not happy. So I've played about 55 matches, 60 matches thus far. 60 matches exactly, and have found it lacking. The problem isn't that it's bad or incredibly laggy or anything like that. The problem is that it's inconsistent. One match against one person can be fine, totally good. One match against the same person, another match, like the next match, can be the laggiest thing ever. And it's not like you can tell what kind of lag it's going to be. Sometimes you get that weird KOF, like everything is just getting input slowly lag. Sometimes you just get the normal, input lag type of lag. But it's always something, and it's never the same. And just when you think you get used to it, it's something completely different. And it's not all the time, but I gotta tell you, it's like every other time. I feel like it's been pretty terrible. And this is it's unexcusable because they just put out Persona 4 Arena, which has fantastic online play. Like that online play is like amazing. I don't understand why this just got kind of shit out onto XBLA and PSN, and like another big problem. And maybe it'll get rectified. I don't know. Is that this game isn't out everywhere. And when I say everywhere, I don't mean like North America, Japan, and stuff like that. It comes out in Japan. Oh my god, I'll talk about that in a minute. It's not out everywhere. It comes out in Japan next week. It's weird that America got this first. But like Canada doesn't have this game. Like South America, Mexico. Apparently Europe's not getting this game. And that's awful. Like I don't understand how is that allowed? there's a whole big part of the community that's just not going to get to play this. And granted, as gimped as it is, that might not be the worst thing ever. But man, that's really poor. And like, I don't even understand how you go ahead making that a decision. I feel like that should just be like a default thing, right? Granted, I don't know how the publishing for XBLA actually works, but for it to be left out from certain stores, that really just seems wrong. And you know, Arxis Works needs to really rectify that. I mean, there's a whole lot about this that they need to rectify. Like, it's really a poor form for them. They have been so good as of, you know, this year. Like, really on fire. It's disappointing. It's extremely disappointing to see them not doing what they need to in order to make sure that all their stuff is successful. Granted, alright, so it's been a while since I've played Guilty Gear. I haven't played Guilty Gear, like, well, since Reload was the new kid on the block, which was nigh on 10 years ago. I never got into Slash. Slash was pretty much when I stopped playing Guilty Gear and kind of got out of fighting games for a little while. I kind of got out of fighting games for a little while. But I have, like, really fond memories of being in my dorm room in college with my Xbox, hooked up to Xbox Live on the Xbox One, and playing Reload against people from Japan and having pretty good matches. I've fought against Daisuke Yoshiwatari, the dev for this game, the lead for this game, like quite a few times because there weren't a whole lot of people playing, and somehow the netcode for Reload was good enough where you could play people internationally and it not be unbearable. Now, it was laggy, but you felt like you could get by. So it's sad seeing the game in this state. It really is. But going back, so coming into this one, it's all new rules. It's rules that I don't know, and I'm going back to my old favorites, and all my combos don't work anymore, and like I'm not doing all the damage I should be, and it feels like throws are even faster than they used to be. It's just weird, man. So it's like I've been spending some time just relearning as much as I can, but I mean it's a little tough. Guilty Gear has never really been for people who need to learn how to play fighting games. It's more for people who are already big into fighting games. It is a fighting game, fans fighting game, and you can tell that by the ridiculously hard mission mode in that game. Nigga, poking some new stuff. That's but I mean, for the most part, it's been fun. Like, it's interesting to go through this stuff and like see how much you can remember how to do. And now that I know how to play fighting games a lot better, where it feels like I'm not messing around quite so much, like I feel like I'm getting more out of it. I remember just in the past few days, like there being a lot of stuff where when I was playing this before, like when I was younger, me just not being able to get at all, like moves coming off the block, Roman canceling and all that stuff. I knew what it was, but I couldn't grasp it. So one of the things about me is when I was growing up, I never got into fighting games because I couldn't wrap. Oh, that's gonna be bad. Yeah. I never played fighting games all that much because I couldn't wrap my head around complex button functions. So like Dragon Punch and so I didn't play a whole lot of Street Fighter. I tried getting into Art of Fighting and stuff like that, where you have really stupid button controls, like the weird pretzel motion and all that garbage. So that was a big barrier for me. And I guess as I got better and I figured that out, then it's like, well, now you have all this other layer. I'm actually gonna get somebody else. you have this other layer of person, or of skill that, you know, oh, I don't understand this. And even now, like, I feel like I play, oh, this person's good. I play, Marvel, and there's, like, certain things that I just don't get about it, or not that I don't get, I understand how to do it, but I can't do it. I don't know, and maybe in connection failed. So this is another thing, you get a lot of connection fails, or it filling up rooms before you actually connect to it, and, you know, it reminds me a lot of Marvel vs. Capcom Vanilla Marvel, where it had those problems before they fixed that, and I say fixed in with big quotation marks. I can't remember what the colors are. It's been a pain. But what was I even talking about? Holy crap! Talking about playing hard, folks. It's been, I don't know. So just going back to it, it's been interesting. It's day 2. Like, there are weird things that I'm trying to remember, and everybody's trying to get remember. The weird particular thing about Guilty Gear is that button execution is really stringent. Like, oh, look at this combo! Alright, get out of that. That's no good. That was crazy. Like, things that I would be doing in Marvel, I'm having a hell of a time doing in this one. It's like, I am just not consistent. Oh, that was... Oh, man. That was pretty brutal. Pretty brutal. And it's fun seeing people who are good at Guilty Gear coming out of the woodworks so we can have Guilty Gear matches again. This is kind of what I wanted. I just wish that, you know, it wasn't such a mess. Man. Like, it used to be so nice. Or, oh no, it didn't used to be so nice, it used to be terrible. And I was hoping that this would be the first time it would stop being terrible. But, you know, not really. Man, it used to work. Oh, that was the worst. Oh. Not bad. I'm okay with that. Failed to send to ranking, so this is a new error. Huh. Well. Okay, just no. Then, oh, sure. I don't, whatever. Did that say I was playing somebody else? What? I don't... Man, I don't even... The netcode in this is such a goddamn mess. I'll do one more and I think call it there. Basically, the bottom line is... Yes, this is the first time that Guilty Gear is available on the Xbox 360, and yes, it's the most updated version, and yes, it will be patched to the Plus R arcade changes that just came out in Japan this past summer. But at the same time, if the only draw to this right now is the fact that it's the newest rules, more problems. And if it doesn't have online, there's no reason to get this over, let's say, the Wii version, or the PS2 version, or, you know, import it from Japan, or find it used. Granted, it's $15, and well, if you want to see the lag, you're about to see it. I like playing against this dude, but oh, it's real sloppy. I'm gonna go Faust because granted, it's $15. It's not expensive, but it's not cheap. I feel like this is the JoJo. So Capcom recently put out JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and it has very similar problems to this, where the online's kind of crappy. They say it's HD, but it's really not. It's just, everything's just upscaled, and there's a... Oh man, there's like a good second and a half of lag in here. Oh. that's slow. Neither one of us are gonna be able to connect on that. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, man. That is... So, I don't know what they did to Faust, but I have, in the 2 days that I've been playing this, I have done that hyper maybe 7 times, and 6 out of the 7 times I've gotten the angel. They jacked the angel way up, which really sucks. For Faust users, anyway. Zappa seems fine. Everybody else seems fine. I don't know. But I don't know. It's hard for me to recommend anybody actually get this, just because, man, it's fucking rough. And it's not rough in a good way. It's rough in the dumb way. It's rough in the chat this out. But it took forever to come out. And why did it take forever to come out if it was in this quality? Like, what were they doing? It's a real shame. I wanted this to be so good. I was so happy that this was finally coming out. But, well, it's not. Gotcha. Fucking, that's terrible. Oh my god. That's the worst, dude. It's the worst. What the hell? So I don't know. Maybe don't buy this immediately. Don't be me. Wait for maybe a few weeks. See if they actually patch the online. See if they make it work the way that it's supposed to. It would be great if they did, but jeez. Like, this is a mess. Like, this is not... It's not okay to do this with your product, you know? Where it's fucking 2012, man. You can't just expect to ship your shit with stuff that's, like, actively broken and expect nobody to care. Yeah, I am broadcasting myself. That's not gonna hit. I don't know why I did that. I tried to get cheeky there. Last time I thought I got in there. So, yeah, maybe hold off on this. Because it's a mess, but, man, it sucks that it's a mess. Is there anything else I want to show here? I don't think so. It's the full story mode, so the full everything's got ABBA and the Justice and the Cliff stories in it as well. So that's nice. Got the gallery mode. One thing that's kind of weird about this game, it's rated M, which is, I mean, granted, doesn't matter if you're an adult and can afford shit, but man, like, this has always been a T game, except for this one release, which is M, which is weird, but I don't, okay, I don't know, it's bizarro, but yeah, that's about it. I don't think there's anything left to really say. Guilty Gear XX ACS Plus, soon to be Plus R. Maybe hold off on it, at least for a little while. Just wait and see if they actually patch it, because if they don't, there's no reason to buy this over the copy that if you like Guilty Gear and have been playing it for a long time, you no doubt already have. The only appeal for this is online play, and the online play right now is warped. So, yeah, hold off. Just a little. Talking about playing is hard. I am disappointed.